Hello, my name is Angel Towler, and I'm a psychotherapist and licensed clinical social worker. Today's wellness session is titled Tiny Habits, Big Results at Work to Combat Burnout: How Integrating Daily Habits and Stress Management Tools Can Boost Your Mental Health and Support Positive Well-Being. This wellness session is provided to you by the CCHS Wellness Team. Please contact CCHS Wellness at cchealth.org if you have any questions. Today, I will be discussing with you how stress at work impacts our mind and body, and also providing some tips and tiny habits that could be transformative in how we manage stress at work, with hopes to provide practical tools to combat burnout. This presentation will cover three objectives. We will identify the signs and symptoms of workplace stress and burnout, learn about different tiny habits and wellness strategies to manage stress and combat burnout in the workplace, and finally, we'll practice a few stress reduction strategies to promote wellness at work. Before we jump into the different stages to manage stress, I thought we'd first start by identifying the different signs of work stress that occur and why that's important to take care of our mental health. It's important to recognize that mental health can be affected in many ways. Learning to identify when we're stressed so that we can avoid stressful situations is an important way for us to all stay well. Each person is different. We all have different roles at home and work, and there's no single best approach in staying mentally well. But there are several ways and things we can do in everyday life to improve our well-being. Today, we'll be focusing particularly on different ways that we can manage the stress that we face at work, with hopes it'll help us find balance and tools to integrate into our daily living. Let's identify some signs and symptoms of workplace stress. Workplace stress can show signs in three major categories: psychological, physical, and behavioral. Some signs of psychological stress are low mood, low productivity, feeling nervous or on edge, feeling irritable, having low motivation. Some physical symptoms of workplace stress are fatigue, headaches, rapid heart rate, maybe some digestive issues and appetite issues. And behaviorally, workplace stress can look like difficulty making decisions, feeling easily frustrated, isolating from others, and just general disinterest in work overall. As noted earlier, it's important to be aware and check in with your body and mind to notice if you're showing signs of these stress responses. A prolonged state of stress can lead to burnout and can have long-term consequences. Learning to identify when you're stressed so that you can avoid or manage stressful situations is an important way to stay well. Everyone is different, and there's no single best approach to staying mentally well, but there are several things you can do every day to improve your well-being. We will get a chance to review a few of these coping strategies today. But before we do that, I want us to take a moment to talk about burnout. So what is burnout exactly? So what burnout is, it's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive prolonged stress. So stress over a long period of time can lead us into a state of burnout. Burnout can result in feeling extremely overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and feeling unable to meet the demands of work and life. So how I usually describe it is a battery with no charge, absolutely at zero. So burnout, prolonged stress drains your battery. And when you've reached burnout, you really have no battery left. There are a few key differences between stress and burnout, as noted here in the slide. As you can see, stress is more of a precursor to burnout if left unaddressed. Burnout strips you of your energy and can spill into other areas such as life and home. It can also affect our physical health, making us more susceptible to illness. Burnout is a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it can creep up on you. The signs and symptoms are subtle and at first and become worse as time goes on and if left unchecked. Knowing the signs and integrating different tools to combat burnout before we reach that point can be a line of defense against long-term effects. Think of the early symptoms as red flags that something is wrong and needs to be addressed. If you pay attention and actively reduce your stress, you may prevent a major breakdown. If ignored, it can eventually result in burnout. So let's talk about applying small habits into your day that can be useful to tackle stress and burnout. This quote by William James says, "Tension is a habit, relaxing is a habit. Bad habits can be broken. Good habits can be formed." Sometimes when we're stressed and overwhelmed, it can feel like nothing can help us to get back to baseline, to a baseline feeling of stability. Integrating small habits into your day-to-day can be a useful counter agent to protect your mind and body from the impact that stress from work can bring. This can hopefully help prevent us from reaching that level of burnout, again, that battery with zero energy. So let's take a brief look at some tiny habits that you may find useful to try. Taking quick breaks, maintaining a tidy work environment, allocating time for lunch away from your workspace, walking, standing, listening to music, taking mindful break, quick meditation exercise, which are my favorite, and sensory tools, which like the butterfly hug, another favorite of mine, are a few tools that you can integrate into your stress management routine. So let's take a closer look at a few. Taking mindful breaks. Mindful breaks are opportunities and reminders to pull your attention out of autopilot and back into the current moment. A mindful break can be as simple as a quick check or scan of your body, just to see how you're feeling and checking in and noticing something as simply as your breath, the pattern of your breathing. It can be a nice, quick mindful break and an opportunity to just ground yourself and bring yourself back into the present moment. The 5-minute meditation, that's also a great tool to integrate daily. You can do it anywhere from your car, your desk, wherever you're at. So like I described as a mindful break, this is more of an expanded version of that. And this is a 5-minute meditation, which can be an opportunity to engage your senses, notice the sounds and the smells around you. Simply noticing sounds and smells and tastes can be an opportunity to ground yourself amidst a stressful period. It can be an opportunity to really reset your body and mind. And the butterfly hug. The butterfly hug is a tool designed to help ease anxiety and calm you in the moment. The butterfly hug is a form of bilateral stimulation that can be used as a grounding technique. The process is simple and can be done in any situation. It can bring you back to the present moment and calm your emotional state. So here's how you do it. I'm going to try to show you on the screen. So cross your arms over your chest so that the tip of your middle finger from each hand is placed below the clavicle or the collarbone, and the other fingers and hands cover the area that's located under the connection between the collarbones and shoulder. Your hands and fingers should be vertical as vertical as possible, so that the fingers point towards the neck and less towards the arms. So almost sort of upward motion. If you wish, you can interlock your thumbs to form the butterfly's body as an extension of your other fingers outward, which will form the butterfly's wings. So as you can see here, my fingers are interlocked and my wings are here. Your eyes can be closed or partially closed, looking towards the tip of your nose. Next, you alternate the movement of your hands like the flapping of the wings of a butterfly. Let your hands move freely. You can breathe slowly and deeply, taking some deep abdominal breaths. While you observe what is going on through your mind and your body, such as any thoughts or images, odors, feelings, and noticing any physical sensations. And as we notice these thoughts, sensations, sounds, and images, we're not trying to change them or push them away or judge them. What I like to encourage is that you pretend as though you're observing them in clouds just passing by. I hope you find an opportunity to try, practice, and integrate a few of these tiny habits into your daily self care routine. I would like to close out this workshop with a quote from Jennifer Louden that says, "Self care is not selfish or indulgent. We cannot nurture ourselves from a dry well. We need to take care of our own needs first so that we can give from our surplus, our abundance. When we nurture others from a place of fullness, we feel renewed instead of taken advantage of." It has been a pleasure presenting to you today. Be well.